Hi guys, good day. I was just thinking about what exactly to talk about, and I had this big bang in my head to talk about value. And what would press me to talk about value was exactly an event I attended a couple of days ago, and the event was exactly for young people, and the whole idea was to help young people pay attention to what really is important so they can invest their lives and their time around building themselves around what is important. And I recall that one of the most exciting things we talked about that day was about passion. Turning your passion into profit, all of these cliche things. They're exciting to talk about, right? That's cool. But the truth is much more than passion. You really have to deliver value. I'll talk some bit about passion and tie it into the value conundrum. Allow me to use it like that. And if you recall, some of the things you remember about yourself when you were younger was about those things that you really love to do. For those who like to sing, for those who like to play ball, for them, maybe their passion comes quite clearly to them as teenagers. But for very many of us, we really don't know what we love to do, what we're passionate about. I was talking at the event about my younger sister whose passion was simply to sleep. And at some point in time in her life, all she loved to do was sleep. In this planet, how can your passion be sleeping? But that is not a problem. Whatever your passion is, what we typically advise young people is invest a lot more of your time, your effort, your resources in building your passion. The best money you would ever make in this life is to do what you love to do. So imagine a singer who typically enjoys singing. The truth is, what she's making money from is what she enjoys doing, and there's no better job in this life than a job you're passionate for. Now that is passion. So why is value interesting? What makes it more compelling and something to talk about is the fact that you should not just invest yourself in your passion. You have to understand the value question. I remember I was just thinking just before the cameras came on, when exactly I remember what money was and what the definition of money. I recall that was about 24 years ago, when I was in school and we're talking about money. One of the definitions of money I'll never forget in my life is what is called money as a representative of value. I know many young people are always looking out for money. Not just young people, myself included, I'm looking for more money. Okay, even the elderly people, they're looking for money. And so money is such a big factor in the evaluation of who is wealthy, who is rich, who can afford this or that. Now, the truth is, however good or valuable money is, the only thing money represents truly is value. And the best way to quantify or qualify the kind of value you're rendering is in the amount of money you're making. So when you're looking out for money, when you're looking out for some bit of wealth, some bit of increase, the truth is, much of what you are looking for is that you should offer a lot more value so that you can get a lot more money. So let's talk some bit about value. Now, it is not enough for you to be skilled. Skill is good, but it's not valuable by itself. It's not enough for you to be talented. Talents are always exciting and interesting, but they are never enough. It's not enough for you as a young person to be passionate. You can be passionate, whatever your passion is, but it's not enough for you to be passionate. You need to ensure that your passion, your skill, your talent is always delivering value. Now, how can I contextualize value? Imagine a young guy in some street in Lagos or anywhere in the country who thinks that his talent or skill is to play ball. Now, you can play ball very well, and that your skill might actually be very attractive. But until you are offering sufficient value that makes your ball playing skill valuable enough for somebody to pay to watch you, you've not delivered value. So you might actually be the best vocalist in the country, perhaps even on the continent. But if all you're singing to is yourself in the shower, then you are not turning your skill in singing into a valuable asset. Whatever it is that you can do. For example, if you can talk, perhaps even better than I do, but you're not talking enough to exchange it for value, then hey, who is going to pay for it? You have to understand that in the commercialization game, in the value-driven game, you have to offer sufficient value, enough for somebody to pay for it before you are able to make money, but more importantly, to be wealthy. So I ask you today, I task you today, ensure that you polish your talent to become a skill. Ensure that you polish your skill to become very valuable sufficiently so that somebody can pay for it. Remember that whatever it is that you're doing, whether in your house, whether in the street, whether at work, whether in your business, you always have to consider the value that you're offering. What's the biggest consideration of value? Is the eventual recipient of your value addition. What am I saying? If you're a footballer, think about what the spectators want to see. If you're a business person, think about what your potential customers want to see. If you are an employer or an employee, think about what your boss wants to see. Think about what your shareholders, your investors want to see. The truth is, these are the people who are going to evaluate what value you are giving. I remember some years ago, I'm a guy of many stories, right? I remember some years ago when there was a lot of talk about what determines the value of a football player. I use football a lot because, hey, I'm very crazy about football. I'm very passionate about soccer. But there was a big question that time about what determines what you pay for a footballer. And I recall it was some analysis on TV. The analyst said, you know what determines how much a player goes for, a player is sold for, is the ability and the capability of the buyer. So I use an example. Gareth Bale, you guys know him, right? From Wales. The truth is, when he was sold from Tottenham to Real Madrid, he was billed for £100 million. And the truth is, the only reason why they could consider him to be worth £100 million is not just because of the value that he's giving, it's also because of the capability of the buying club to pay. So the truth is, even though right now what you are doing may actually be earning you 10 naira or 100 naira, the truth is, the lot more value that you had, you are able to see a lot more recipients that will value your craft at 100 million. That is the way to grow your value. Pay attention to what you're offering, not just because of the beauty of your skill or because of the interest of your talent. No, pay attention to be sure that whatever it is you're doing, whether you're selling something, whether you're cooking something, whether you are in a business, whether in a job, ensure that you're a value addition. Ensure that always in your absence you are felt. Ensure that people always crave for your presence. More importantly, ensure that people value whatever it is you are adding enough for them to pay for it. At that point, when you graduate your services and you increase the scope of what you're doing, I'm sure you'll find somebody who will value you at a higher pace. Somebody who will be willing to pay more, somebody who will be willing to go further than they are currently going to pay for your service. At that point, you're right on your way to success. I hope you succeed. Continue to win, guys. Cheers.